Number 42 in the Radiance range is I, the Executioner, which is a phenomenal movie from 1968 directed by Tai Kato. This one is simply wonderful. It starts off, I would say it's simply wonderful, and then the starting scene in this one is a woman being brutally assaulted. Someone bursts into her room, attacks her, ties her up, makes her write down a list of names, and then brutally assaults her. And that's the opening of the film. Now, there is some wonderful kind of artistic touches in this, like moments that just add to the mystery and the suspense, where it kind of drowns out the conversation that's going on, so we don't really know what's being said. It kind of alludes to the mystery that's happening here. And we kind of follow our protagonist, Kawashima, as he makes his way through the world tracking down these women, assaulting them, killing them, leaving their bodies as an example to the rest of the group that he is chasing down. And it kind of adds this air of mystery to it, and you're watching this character who at the start of this film is completely reprehensible, and by the time you get to the end of the film you can somewhat understand why he is doing what he's doing. You might not condone it, but you can see why he has been pushed to doing what he is doing. And I think that's a wonderful character arc, to take someone that is doing these horrible, reprehensible things and somehow make them relatable at a certain point of the film. And you get to see these women throughout the film who have a secret. They're always kind of alluding to something that has gone on, but we never kind of privy to that until right near the end of the film. And I feel like that ending is such an interesting, untalked about traumatic event, which I feel was really revelatory in the whole film. Now, if you kind of role reversed some of the characters at the end of this one, I think it would have a completely different meaning, but the choice in doing that was just fantastic. You get these wonderful shots of Kawashima just kind of following these people, stalking them, taking out his vengeance on these people, while kind of building a relationship of sorts with someone throughout the film, as he's continually going to this little restaurant and kind of having an acquaintance with someone, an affinity with someone who has more in common with him than he first realises. And I love the kind of unusual way of filming this movie. There are moments where it takes these strange angles that focuses on the most unusual aspects of a character. There is one moment where a character is talking, Kawashima sits down next to them and starts to explain the thing, and then you get a kind of shot of her chest just as the breathing starts to become more pronounced. And it's just an interesting idea, and you get moments like this all the way through the film where it has these very artistic shots that really do add to the mood and the atmosphere of what is going on here. I, the Executioner was a phenomenal movie, one that I just utterly adored sitting down and watching. I enjoyed it immensely, and it was getting these characters that are complex, that are have different facets, that do things that you don't agree with, but you still come to that understanding throughout it. The music was fantastic, some of the settings were just wonderful, but it was the characters, it was the situation, it was the weird and unusual mystery at the heart of this one that just kept me hooked on this film. This is one of my favourite Radiance releases. Do not sleep on I, the Executioner. It is a phenomenal movie with a wicked story, and one that I just don't want to spoil too many aspects of, because I think it's fantastic. Makoto Sato is wonderful as Kawashima at the heart of this one. An almost blank face through a lot of it, unemotional almost perfunctory in what he's doing. It's a task that needs to be done to right a wrong of sorts. Again, I don't want to get sucked too deep into this film because it's a wonderful surprise, highly entertaining, and at 91 minutes it is so condensed and fantastic, it just flies by. Captivating, mesmerising, and one that you need to pick up. Let's dive into the extras and have a look and see what they've got in store.
Here we are in the disc for I, the Executioner. Let's go to the special features. First up we have Kenta Fukasaku. Filmmaker and stage director Kenta Fukasaku discusses I, the Executioner and the work of director Tai Kato, shot exclusively for Radiance in October 23. This runs at 19 minutes 45 seconds. He talks a lot about the director and his style and his kind of art and how he achieves what he's after, how he kind of worked for all 5 major studios at some point, and of course the kind of idea of loss of innocence, which has a part of the thematic to do with I, the Executioner. Next up we have A Serial History. Jim Harper and Tom Mez delve into the history of Japanese serial killer films, which goes back to the very beginnings of cinema. This is 16 minutes 7 seconds and it's wonderful. Starting in 1899 with the first ever Japanese movie, which was about a serial killer, it kind of charts milestone points throughout history where large Japanese films have included the storyline of serial killers, and this is one of those terrifically fascinating extras that leaves you with a huge list of films. I particularly like the idea of Violence at Noon and how a lot of real life murder cases were inspiration for movies from the 70s, 80s, 90s, including Shohei Imamura's Vengeance Is Mine, which is a movie I have and still to watch. And a lot more lists of films throughout it. Definitely an extra to check out with a pen and paper with you. Then we have the trailer, which runs at 3 minutes 57. Included in this release as well is a booklet which is 24 pages. There is an essay from Tony Raines. There is a wonderful little edition of a review of this movie that came out at the time it was released, and a little addendum by the writer from last year as well. So it kind of gives you like thoughts at the time, a little bit of an update and things that would change now, which is a really cool idea. And that's the extras for I, the Executioner.
There we have it. I, the Executioner. Terrific. Pick it up. You won't be sorry. It's a terrific movie. Highly recommended. I would love to know your thoughts on I, the Executioner if you have seen it, or if you're going to pick it up or want to check it out. Let me know in the comment box below your thoughts on this one. As always, there is more content up here. You can see more of my stuff. In the description box below are links to Patreon, membership program, and manvfilm.com. All ways in which you can support me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.